Okay, as usual, activism to deliver the county of Grand Crew will continue until 2029. And this music, Teja Jilo, will always introduce my topic. And I will continue playing it, even though I own no copyright to that music. Today, the topic is Grand Crew has age, big age, political age. But development is lacking. And what do I mean by political big age? That political subdivision, like Grances, Bagleyville, within that, let's forget about Sasstown. Sasstown was managed by Sando County. So Sando County can come and collect it. So it's not within Grand Crew County. So the reality is for actually for the county when it comes to some calculation, Sasstown will be will be set aside. It doesn't bear the same blame as the other side of the aisle. Grand Crew County was always an established political place. It was a recognized place before everything, came to order. It was part of the colonial setup, colonial setup. Maryland County was always controlling that until 1857, when Maryland got annexed to the Republic of Liberia. Grand Crew was there. Grand Crew County was there. And it had many, advantageous, positions. It was a learning center, a big learning center next to Plebo. And that is actually true history. But something has always retarded it. Lack of fairness. And so it is retarded. And as we speak, that point is like 169 years, this year including. Development is lacking, and we have to question into some of the mentality that has been showcased. Things like racialistic killing within that region is is very, very dominant. It's the only good thing or bad thing that some people don't want to admit, and they want me to crawl like this to talk about it. There is political activism. So anything that I know that is true, I will bring it to public attention. And because racial killings cannot have a place, at least in this millennium, at least for this millennium and going forward, we cannot let it have a foothold. If it did in the past, it cannot continue to be something we must look up to for big cash, because of what people do it. I will be displaying pictures, but Facebook wouldn't allow me to do so. I'm, negotiating for it. Let me use it to teach the younger generation of people that, look, this thing is bad, that every other time there is somebody lying down in cold blood. The last time I have seen that, the recording was in 2022, that some people were lying down on the beach. Hands killed those people. And we have leadership in place. So if nothing was done, they bear the responsibility. And discounting that, or including that, for the last 10 years, about 50 plus, victims were maimed. And nobody has ever brought anybody to book. And so it makes the people there to look very, very funny in the face. And I'm talking about that. In the process, when I inquire, because I get informants on the ground that feed me with information, not only through social media, people connect with me. For the last 10 years, Pigneses, the town of Pigneses, the city of Pigneses, Grand Crew County, 45 people disappeared from there. They were murdered, with racial murder. They suffer racial murder. I'm not talking about somebody, sick and then they die, but racialistically, 45 people were murdered. Okay, coming to last year, 2 women disappeared. The body of one woman was discovered somewhere, and the other is still alive. Whether they ate the body or where is the body, there is still search going on since 2025, and people want me to fear whom. And when I ask, I say, look, what is going on? Who is actually identified, with this kind of thing? And then the informant, a very educated guy, told me, say, look, Senator Batekwa was allegedly identified as one of the victims. Napoleon Toh, is not saying Batekwa killed somebody. I'm not there. I'm living afar. So what people tell me, that what I report, it is alleged Batekwa is associated with some of the deaths we are talking about. That what the person wrote, and he is living. So the little children in Grand Crew, they say they are college graduates and all of that. They are saying, I am accusing Batekwa. I said, no. Read my English. It is alleged. It is alleged. Because of Batekwa, I want to have booted out. So he is under the fire right now. He is the subject of my activism. So anything that I cannot understand, whom do I blame? It goes to him. But not just for that. If Batika did anything good, I will say it is good. Batika has given me a woman. In actual, living time, he has given me a woman. If he did that for my brother, he did so for me. I cannot deny it now or in the future. He did that. Batika has been teaching in the county since the 70s. I didn't attend his class. I wasn't in his district, but he has taught other people who became my friends later on. People like James Doe, people like, Jabba Klon. He taught them. And so that is something significant. But when we come to the county rule, he has been existing like a representative, like now a full senator. So the past 10 years include him. So these are people that I will ask. If I do come there, I'm not anybody. But activism doesn't excuse anybody. Anyone, big or small. They are the leaders. Even if Jesus Christ were to come today to say, look, what is happening here? Batika will be the first in line to answer questions. That's why they are placed over the county as leader. That's why people voted them in. So that they will cater to people. That means people's security, people welfare, and everything else. That's what leadership means. If you want to be a leader, be careful with what you do or what happens around you. People will question you. People will say, but who is leading the people? Oh, it is Batika. And so where, do questions go? It will go to him. What the leader fails to do, it becomes a question of confusion. So when you are leading, your eyes must be on your citizens. For anything, for welfare, for their security, for their health. So people want me to excuse Batika, and they are telling me you accuse Batika, and some people, they are not connected to Batika, but maybe in some ways, like what we are talking about, Batika will not get out in the night to be patrolling the beaches to want to kill people. But maybe if he is the one, and it is alleged, he is associated with it, and so maybe some people are assisting him in that manner. So if people begin to attack me, it also tells volume. Where there is leadership, there must be security. If there is security, people will celebrate all the time. But 50 plus people dying in that political subdivision is never going to serve a better record for Batika. He was in charge. He was in charge. What did he say? Are there statements of condemnation on record? No. Was anybody brought to justice? No. So why is it? What is the meaning of his representation, representing the people as a big man? These are questions that will come into activism. And nobody can stop me from asking questions that will bring clarity. Nobody. I see those children, I think many of them are supposed to go back to the elementary school and learn how to read with understanding. And I sent the other guy there, I made a lot of cash available to him. Only he has to, put away pride. I can pay his school fees If he is attending that class, I don't care how much it will cost, I will pay. If that is leadership, that must be security. I am saying that then some people want to put their, themselves on the front page. You will provide proof. That means it is the people that Batika is serving. That one of them, and he identified the places: Grances Beach, Picnices, Barclayville, Philoken, Herringtown. These are places where the bloodletting, can happen or are happening or has been happening. I know those places. I traveled there when I was going to school. In that place, we used to go look for, cassava tubes to buy, to eat on weekends. And I spent many days in Philoken because my colleagues were there at Jabacron. It is only Nuenti that died and James Doe of Barclayville. So I know the region, and I know what I'm talking about. And I know for a fact that, that region also invested in ritualistic killing. And Turber, did a good service. Those people that he killed in Harper City that were accused and then they were prosecuted and they were convicted. Those 7 people came from that region. And one of them was Tangino from Branson City, a city of progress. So that whole woman issue is right in my palm. And then, some other people in that county, they don't want me to speak about how I feel. They're not in my mind, and I'm not accusing anybody, but it has been alleged that Senator Batika is associated with it. And I'm researching, and I will get to the families of the victims. And when I appear in Monrovia, they will come there and we'll call a Grand County meeting. Gentlemen, how are we going forward? Why are some of these things going on? If anybody resists there, I go to court. The Supreme Court is there, the other little courts are there, so they can look into this situation. Because we, the people of Grand Crew, will never be happy to be identified as ritualistic killers. And my last post that I did, if we cannot eliminate ritualistic killings in Grand Crew County, ritualistic killing will eliminate us. So there is the zigzag we are in. So it is the battle of life and death. I'm not trying to bring, separation in the county. I'm not trying to promote disunity like other people claim. One little boy came, I don't want to call his name now, but when he continued pestering me, like how they call the other guy, Turbo, they have faced you. I'm talking about sustainability of the county. What will the future of Grand Crew County, mean to the people of Liberia or the people themselves? We have hunger, and I propose solutions. Agriculture, macroeconomics will deliver Grand Crew, not the other way around. And I mean well on that because I'm seeing it here in the United States. Agriculture, that was the people of the United States have food. We eat food whenever we want it. We eat anything we want to eat. Corn is grown it's grown 24/7 and over. We can do it in Grand Crew. It is the same, soil that God bless us with. What does it take to grow corn. Just brush clear, plant corn, it start growing. Within 3 to 4 months, you harvesting corn. We can achieve food security in Grand Creek County. Development begins on full stomach, not on hungry stomach. A hungry man is always an angry man. When you're better full, then you can play yankan. Our people say. When your belly is full, you can do anything productive. Not when you are hungry. So we have a lot of capabilities. We have a lot of potentialities that we can cling to. You only show up in Monrovia when you want to buy a good clothes or something like that. But we live in the interior. We have the forest, the arable land stretching from our backyard and going. But we leave our villages to go buy, dry pepper in the market. There is stupid mentality. I have to get it burned out of people. That's what I'm talking. These are my, propositions to deliver the county. Who dare debate with me in their simplicities and in their mediocrity? When somebody comes over to the United States to study, like one like me, I'm not the one and only, but I came here for a purpose. I know that why God did not make me to die in that war. So anything I see that is good, I put it in the bag. And not to keep it, but to explain it. I was never ever talking about or thinking about becoming a public figure or doing activism. And my mother advised me, said, when you go to Liberia, just practice what you learn, and that will be it. So I said, Mom, I didn't reply to her. I can't look at her face, that Masu. I lived with her when I was in the high school, and also that school, the Polytechnic Institute. Early in the morning, I was with me. I was graduating then. So she didn't want me to stay behind. So she was encouraging me until I graduated. Early morning, she tapping on my door. Napoleon, don't sleep much. It is time. So I have always been motivated until time came. I'm not in her range again, but I have become big. And coming to a big country, I'm ruling myself now. I think I'm supposed to learn something good and import it to Liberia. Not necessarily for me to have money. Like some of those Peking are saying, you must show tangible. For 169 years, people been doing tangible. Grand Creek County is locked up, no car road, hunger rages, people kill people to get fast cash. Is that what they call tangible? And then I saw the other booker here in Iowa, they call him, Japa, some kind of Japa hoax. He said, what have I been doing all that time until now? A little child in the 6th grade, when, Samuel Doe declared that county, declared a county status for Grand Creek. What did I know? I wanted to grow in knowledge. Like it is today, I travel around the world. Came to America, and then went to China, and came back. I went to London, and came back. And anytime I went to the restaurant, when I visit those areas, before me, when I wanted to buy something, I see, tomato, I see, salads and all of these things. Where do they come from? From the farm. And I'm telling buck-headed minded children, of Grand Crew. I say, look, there is the way because I have seen it in these big countries. So we can gravitate to their mindset. Then some people, I'm told, like Tejo Nelson, Tejo, Tobo, he called himself, Tejo. Tejo means somebody that knows. He knows nothing. But yet he want to criticize old man. That means he called old man. I know when you see my big brother, you will say that Asian man. That kind of stupid mentality when people talking, they can't pay attention. They can't pay attention. He living, he's not working. He collecting, $200 from Batikar. I can question Batikar for that. Because others are not getting that money from him. Other people are suffering in the city. So if there was something to go around, that they have said, yeah, Batikar is a member, it is one person that he's giving $200 every month. That is questionable. Tobo's supposed to work. So what if Batikar doesn't have that money? You know what Tobo will be doing? He will be prostituting. And I saw it. President Joseph Boakai put it to the Congress, saying that, hey, anything that is not workable, discard it. Anything that is workable, adopt it. This is what we call recalibration. Some people in Congress, Liberian Congress, they agree partially. But when the president turns his back, then the issue of homosexuality came on the floor. Some people started to say, "Look, we have to maintain it." So obviously, homosexuality is not practiced in the corner anymore because our legislature is for it. So obviously, some people there are doing it. So if Tobo is not working, that tells. But I'm not saying that he does it. I'm not saying that he's doing it. But at one moment in time, Batikar was denying him. And he told my friend here, Ray Martin told. It was a little while before Batikar started to, let that money flow. Maybe something is happening. We don't know. So this thing will come to public display. If Batikar is doing favor for one person, there must be a reason. And why is he not giving everybody $200? It is not only Tobo that is going to school. The other day I was crying. There are a lot of students in, TU. If you were to give them even $75 monthly as a stipend, it would be good. But he's giving one person $200. Somebody's grown. That is also questionable. But I don't want to pursue that little mindset. Some people idea is to say giving them money. Some people say, what has been your contribution? I come in with a big mindset. The resources are there. When you talk about, your contribution, the person that's saying it, it flashes across my screen. The money is there. People the leadership needs to make good use of that money. There's no money going to come from somewhere. You see now that ugly mentality that Liberians have always, been fed by other countries, by the United States. It says it's not going to do that anymore. So every child in Liberia is saying they want free things. It must come from somebody. Then they go and misuse it. That money from my pocket will go on the ground to educate people about how to use their resources. It's not going to happen. Look, The campaign that we are talking about for 2029 is going to happen in open, scenario. If you supported people that have been doing tangible, but where is the development? Are there bridges over the rivers, over bodies of waters? Are there clear paved highways? We don't have too many. We are a small county. And I kept saying, small is beautiful. We are not maintaining. Barclayville, Plebo Highway is becoming impassable. And the highway from Barclayville to River G is also difficult. And from Barclayville to Southtown, and from Barclayville to Groundsets, and going all around that loop, is our county accessible? Are our cities connected? These are the things we are talking. Every year, the government of Liberia, the central government of Liberia, divides, subsidies to counties. Some counties are better than others. They are better because they are using their resources carefully. Anything given to them, they make good use of it. Others squander the money. Why are we not a production entity than being a consumer entity? That is the mindset. Nobody going to give money for me except people who will sell my dream, and I will make sure my dream will be sold. Everybody will be educated before that election. And I'm glad that I know it ahead of time. We are talking about 36 months ahead of time. So I have enough ground to run around to make my presence felt. But nobody should bear it in mind that I'm going to pull cash from my pocket and give it to somebody to go vote for me. You will be voting for life or death, for light or darkness, for progress against demotion, and things like that. You will know what you are voting for. Now when a senator or somebody else will donate rice, because of what Batikwa uses to conquer. When Batika gave rice, eat it. It is your opportunity. But don't elect him because he will take the county in the rabbit hole. Just as it is. People dying, there is no report, there is no voice of condemnation. Is that how he will be leading the county? Batika is like 85 years old. Only in 15 years, he will be 100 years old. This man should be at the back of things. Backside. Like young people, like more educated people. He's educated, I don't doubt it. But I'm saying he doesn't reach to a certain limit to see far enough. So that's what I'm coming in, so that everybody will go up. Not one person going up and, issuing cash to unreasonable people. That's what I'm talking about. If you give relief to one person, it must go around. There is the mentality I'm bringing on the platform. And sure, nobody will go up to leave the other people behind. We have to carry everybody up. That's what I'm talking about. Raising all boats out of water. Do you know what it means? When somebody dies in cold blood and murdered and no condemnation, why is the use of the jurisprudence in Grand Crew County? And we have courts, we have police, and the Ministry of Justice is functioning there. 50 plus people dying without anybody brought to justice. It is a poor mentality. So what I'm proposing is that in my leadership, that will not happen. That will not happen. Or from the moment going forward, that should not happen. So Isaiah, I don't see the meaning of your question. What have you done? If you have given $1 million and people have done it many times, they gave money, like Blamo Nelson, like Thomas Sadie, like Nyondoe Mokomena, like how do you call this guy here? Cletu Watterson. All of those people that we have known as leaders, where have they taken the county with all the tangible they have given? So the idea of tangible, Napoleon will pull money from his pocket to give it to somebody to convince, voter to vote for him. It's not going to happen. If you like, don't vote for me. Who is suffering? Who is suffering? It's not me. And the children I have, the family members that I have, that are not in the United States, when I open my closet right now, I have, when I was 25, I gave it. So your soup can boil. And so they eat better thing. I say, look, any money I send to you, it is not for you to keep. Find something and eat it. Find something and eat it. In this life, we need to eat. But I'm not saying we live to eat. But food is what we are. Therefore, it is very, 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 very good. Look at the other, Booker. He letting people to fucking in the butt. Nelson Tobo, Tejio Tobo. And he's saying, I ate wish. Yes, I ate wish. And the moment I recognized the fact that I was not supposed to be born in Africa, I did everything my father was saying. Look, your brother is in the United States. You are this in the United States. You are mine in the United States. Why are you going there? And once it was born, on my mindset, I did everything to leave, to disconnect myself with, poverty. Toba, you don't know how much even I'm earning. You don't know the extent of my education. So you can't compete. You have to work. You brought yourself up here again for me to cost you because you are not making sense. I am proposing policies to promote everybody, and you have not proposed anything. I wrote to you yesterday. I said, Lord, that wage thing that you're trying to attach to me, people will question you about it. Nobody have heard it except the animals that were eating my father, crops that I used to pollute. I wish you had turned into that. I would have polluted you. Anywhere in my hometown, when I pass, people lick fingers. And my friends. Yes, this girl, Sarah Yima, is in Barclayville. Ask her. She will tell you more. I hunt with single barrel because we are a meat-eating population in Grand Cru. So nobody ever associated me with any witchcraft. The only witchcraft I know is to promote myself. So if you myself were somewhere, I would be better off than you as it is now. What would make me to suffer in the United States? You want me to call you name this Sunday? Stop behaving. Talk about get to something. Get to something. You looking good. I agree that you are in a poor country. So was I. But the minute it occurred to me, I started coming. No. That boy is good at distracting. So, I have nothing against you. Except you are pushing yourself up to provoke me. By this time, you're supposed to know me that I'm a kind of flashy guy. When you try to go under my skin, I will insult you. And some people say, I'm rude. No, they are mistaken. I'm the sweetest person ever. So here in the United States, I'm celebrating of anything. White people accepted me. You say I'm a witchcraft, the white people include me. Today, people were pushing to do picture with me when I went to the church over there down the street, you know. And so, you call me old man, you call me anything, but the white people say, yeah, you know. And the next thing I'm going to do to conclude my realities here, I was trying to go on the moon. But political, you know, administration always change, and sometimes people come and then they don't prioritize what was on plan. They have to do it again. But I'm teaming up with Elon Musk. I want to go and see Max or even dwell on it to disconnect myself with the reality of this earth. Because here there is criminality in the world. Everywhere, war, war. So I'm trying to register my presence. I want to be there, but there are so many people that have chosen that before I joined the air, the space, something. So there are a lot of people ahead of me. So the last thing my father told me before he died in Monrovia there, he said, Napoleon, reconsider that. I suppose I had gone in space before Trump took over. Barack Obama was promoting that, and he gave me the highest funds for my college because I was doing better. So I got the money. Even though America was having a hard time financially, but my money never caught up until I completed. So that is the kind of person I am. That is how I use my wish. And you sitting there talking lousy thing, no, but you are not on my agenda. You are not on my mind. And by you interacting with me, it gives me, a lot of popularity also. So you're talking in isolation. You're talking about isolated things. Let's talk about building Grand Creek County, where justice will be possible for everybody, where everybody will enjoy prosperity, where everybody will eat bread and meat, and not some people. That's what I'm talking about. Raising all boats. I don't say, some boats. All boats must be raised. And everybody in that region, including the leadership, our fathers suffer it. They were not having it. Nobody had a rich parent over there. I saw some of these people walking in life. I saw their parents, except Batikwa, because I was not in that county. But Batikwa suffered. He was brushing, under the rubber in there in Harper, somewhere there, Plebo, for him to make ends meet. Everything was not available. And everybody suffered. So nobody came from a rich home to say everything was organized and ready to be used. And everybody played their role. Senator Chie came here. He is interested to serve Liberia. Instead of walking here, he went. I'm here when my time comes, when anything I'm doing is finished, when I retire, you will see me in that place. And nothing prevents me from going to my home. That's it. Nothing prevents me. Nobody will go to my village. I have a village. My pa bought me a forest. I want to go in that forest and operate. So don't overlook me. My father built that place. He was not having money to buy electricity. But for me now, anywhere I am, electric light will be there. Everything else will be there. I will be drinking, fresh water, fresh cold water. I will carry my portable ice bags. This is what I call life. Life to the fullest. when one works in the United States, see why the Indians, the Chinese, and everybody, from all parts of the world, they are gravitating to the United States. But actually, if they knew that America is on their feet, because you work hard, you get ahead. You work hard, you get ahead. There is the mentality I'm trying to prove in Grand Crew. Everybody must go up, not some people, everybody. And you sit there, you have no proposition. You have nothing to talk about. So the mindset I have is very big. I have friends from that school, St. Patrick. Some of them are here. The Perenal group. There were many people. Perenal put on this earth. Many of them are here. They are in all walks of professions. And talking things that you don't know. Let's talk about the sustainability and economic viability of Grand Crew. That's all I'm saying. I'm not associated with political party. Drop it from your mind. I will go around, and every day people are gravitating, but the killing mindset that is there, people disappearing, that what got everybody say Napoleon to come, and I'm going to lead the way, and people will know, and I will reach everywhere. You are voting for life when you elect me, and you will be voting for darkness when you vote for Batika. Batika is supposed to excuse us to carry the country forward because he thinks he is everything. If the central government gave him money to, build school, delegate that responsibility. He is the senator that's supposed to be proposing bills to curb criminality, and then he's on the field building. You know how I call that? Greed. He didn't want to pass cash to somebody else. We have very powerful people in our county. Andrew Brown attended teacher training with him and later on went to the university. We were all going there together. Those people are there, but he still wants to do construction work on his own. This is not how things work, my brother. And you want me to sit down? Batika face me. If that political debate, I will flip him like crap and walk through him because he is not connected to molding ideas. What he has is local education. Never going to France, never going to Ghana, never going to Gambia, never coming to the United States. He didn't have the opportunity. Now that he has, who are admitting here in any university, they will say there is an Asian man. So time to learn sometimes can pass. So he has to let us flow to energize the youth with, modern knowledge. We need manpower to develop that country. And I'm prepared to lead that way. I'm prepared to lead that way. So Toba, stop, provoking me. You see, the last time, I don't want you to be the subject of my talk. But if you allow it, it will happen. Many days I will call you names. And I'm sweet. I'm sweet. You don't know it. If white people that represent God, they embrace me, then who are you? You don't have description for me. And from that moment going forward, our lives are not the same. You see? Today you have to go to your battle car to get, something to eat or to get money in your pocket. That me, Napoleon told, will depend on another man except my relatives. when I was attending school, but other people in Sano County, where, they place here, primary level, is far away from Maryland, but that was the decision I made. So I was on my own. I couldn't go to PAR, but people within that, population, like Masu, Belly, Tafen, and other people, when I needed it, they provided it because they saw the dynamism in me, learning. I have no record whether you ever taught a competitive high school. I did that many times. You haven't. I'm not reading that kind of smartness on your face. You have no knowledge about how the jurisprudence can work. You say, you're in law school. You know law. I can coach you to tell you why there should be law. Why laws are important. I can tell you, even though I'm not a legal major, legal studies major, but taking, electives here and there, I'm the best lawyer. All medical professionals should know law to some extent, like 200 level. You have to study the basis of law and principles and basis of law. So don't think I'm a fool like you. I can teach you law. You know nothing about law. Why you haven't gone to Groundsets? In 2022, those people that were murdered at the beach, to ask, what's the hell going on? The 2 women that disappeared in 2025, who is talking about them? That is where a legal professional will go and contact the locals. But you sit down, you say you're dressing, that means will be wearing coat suit the day you see me in Monrovia, maybe in my car, but you will not see me dressing in coat suit in hot weather. Then we say, old man, that old man. I am old man, that what I know, what to do. And the sources of, finance too, you don't have it. You haven't been employed anywhere by, so, I'm not accusing Batika of, killing. Batika is a leader, so he can't dodge that. All complaints will go before him. You know why Charles Taylor is in jail? Charles Taylor led a revolution. For good reasons too. But Charles Taylor was not supervising or contacting his leader, his rebel leaders. He was sitting only in Banga, somewhere secure, and some people were carrying on destruction. He didn't comment on that. And where did they take him? 50 years, jail sentence. Yet there he is in Britain. True, he did not do anything, but he got blamed for what took place. He got blamed for what took place. How? Because he didn't talk about it. To remove evil, talk about it. To dislodge it. Anything that is evil, you can remove it by talking about it. The power of the tongue is very, very, sharp. In it, God put death or life. If you declare death unto yourself, you die. If you declare success for yourself, you become successful. So the mindset is all that you need. The quality of your thoughts will, give you good or bad life. But in clear principles, you are what you think. So Bible says it, as a man thinketh, so is he. If you think, on the table, your life will be restricted on the table. If you think outside the box, you say, I want to fly around the world, it will happen. So we have to change the mindset in Grand Crew. Some people are hustling. They've been suffering. They need deliverance. They need deliverance. They need deliverance. It's not that we are going to put, millions of dollars in our pocket to dump it in front of somebody, but we have to tell them what to do. We have to tell them what to do so that they can, go up instead of going down. There is the message I have to preach. Why is Grand Crew, down? Down. Look, Grand Crew existed before Banga. Go in Banga today, you think it is the capital city of Monrovia. Nimba, Lofa. I'm not talking about Sino that was an established place like Maryland. So everything is there. And they have a lot of educated, youth. From time to time, you can't carry foolishness there. And if they have seen Mele Toba there, they will beat him to death because you do not represent anything. The Sanoians, they have port. Why we can't build our own port? You think we'll be using their port for free in the future if we get agricultural products? You will use Sando port for free? No, they won't allow you. It will cost you something. They get that port for their own productivity. Therefore, they say our forest, nothing going to leave from the forest to be exported somewhere. You process every material in that place. The palm that you have that you are exporting out of Grand Crew to Harper to be processed or to the Cote d'Ivoire, you don't try that nonsense in Sino. Nonsense. You can't try that in Sino. They say produce, you will do the oil here. They all in fact doing the oil, that employment to the people. So you don't, our situation is not as dire than the people of Sino. They have capability to get thinkers. So we are suffering and they are enjoying. We are down and they are up. Sando that just near us there. I've been to their place. I walk everywhere. Walking around, not to say I will be walking in the government. And so, we have to learn those things. We have to learn from somebody. They are succeeding and we are not. And nothing prevents us. And I see the boy is stupid. No classmate of mine, St. Patrick, Blebo, or Sino, will ever tell you anything negative about me. Look, I'm going to cut up this video right now because they talk about me. You can't sleep now. You see how I'm beginning to make you to feel bad? Leave some people if you don't know about them. And the conversation between you and me, globally, people following it. So when you see the metric, it's like it's going to 5,000 now since day before yesterday. I'm not talking about funny thing. I'm talking about the death of people, racial death of people in that region. That's what I'm talking about. You can't beat the rhetoric associated with it. You can't argue with me. If those people did not die, I wouldn't talk about it. But I have to talk about it because Batika leadership is not seeing the importance to expose the wrongdoing when it is done. The other woman that is still missing, whether she has been eating, we don't know. and you know it. Still, you want to debate. The only one woman that was found, and then the people went and cut part of her vagina, or chip it up there. There is funny behavior. Talk about you can support this kind of thing and think that you are a living being. You must be sick to support these things. I am talking about them. You have to remain silent. You have to be silent when I'm talking about them. And these are the things that pulled down the Second Republic. There were too many deaths, bloodletting. So at the end of the day, it became a bloodbath issue. It ended up in bloodbath. So the only way politicians thought that change will come, it will be through fighting. They fought, they encouraged some of you guys that can be debating with me to fight war. You could have been a child soldiers and things like that for those fashion, because Grand Crew went through a series of fighting too. LPC and NPFL, they fought there and everywhere throughout the Republic to clean the mess. Samuel Doe was brought down, but guns were still in the hands of people. How do people collect these arms to restore democracy and to establish free speech? The government, the joint presidency, began looking for people, big or small. And the big people, at least they knew about death, so they didn't venture to go to collect arms. I was one of those volunteers for the government of Liberia to go in some dangerous corner, places like Lofa, how they call, Gola Forest, to go collect arms from, the participant of the war we call former combatants. We talked to them throughout the length and breadth of Liberia, and we convinced them, and we took their statements. I was one of those disarmament coordinators. That's why you are able to talk today. Had it not been, there would be widespread sectarian violence. I chose to go, and so many, my boss man is also on this social media. He said, Napoleon, you are pushing the right narrative. So who are you to talk to me? When it was hot, I was called in the heat to act. I was 24 years old then. Now you are telling me different things that I don't understand. What is your productivity? I did that for the Republic. I did that for the generation of people to come, for this generation and the next to follow. We want to have a level playing field in politics. Everybody must speak about what they know that will promote peace and harmony in Liberia. I built that ground. And then I'm not able for the pay. I gravitated to coming to the United States, the best place on earth. Now that I have come, I have seen their secret. Work hard to get ahead. There is the mentality I'm trying to bring on. Keep the mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut. Not too many of you will travel to places that I have traveled. Not too many of you will sit in places that I have sat. So what is your issue? You must be sick to be issuing comments, baseless comments on my media. There are other, guys that look like somebody. Call my number. Text me your private number. I will send you $25 so you can drink beer. Okay? So you have to look on. There are many colleagues of mine, when I talk, they say, yes, you are talking about something good. I'm not going to go to Liberia. They light in me and then put it on a rock. I will talk about it. Because when it was hot, I appear. And so many people, like 100 people. We were going around the Republic of Liberia, collecting arms from the fighters. We called them, we didn't do it forcibly. Because Senegalese troops tried to do it. And the boy killed them. And they ran away from Liberia. So this time, the collective presidency gave us their blessing. Go and engage with dialogues. And it worked without even firing, a shot. Anywhere we met them, we talked through the local authorities and their chain of command. You see? So I'm important. Your President Joseph Boakai is trying to reward everybody that took part in that operation. Just before December, I got money, $4,000. This other boy that lives here behind me here, Arthur Collins, he lives in the state of California. $4,000. My name is still on that, on that payment roster. We are an entity, NDDC. You hearing it? I did my contribution. And so we are holding back. I want to see a progressive Liberia. I want to see a transparent Liberia. I want to see less corruption in Liberia. It is not possible to eliminate corruption, but there is a possibility to minimize corruption and minimize, poverty. Who says poverty is not in America? Poverty is here in America. But they minimize it. The government is productive. Nobody can die at the feet of the government because they have the capability to assist someone. If you're not working, you can live in America. People are here. The government is giving out money to people that were working and not working. We call it unemployment benefits. They get food program that you can be eating until you gravitate to another thing. But in Liberia, people die even near a hospital. Just last week before last, or last month, a pregnant woman died near Redemption Hospital at the doorstep. They say the woman should bring money. You can't do that here in America. You get insurance, you don't get insurance, you go to hospital. The bills will follow you. And some people that study here, they go, and then what they have seen, and then they put it on a rock. And so the local population is suffering. Not in America. If I count those kind of things, I will talk about them. It is criminal. It is criminal. So what mentality is the boy pushing? You want me to silent? To keep silent? It's not going to happen with me. I'm from the East. I was born in Glebo, Eastern Liberia, and came over here. So what I see to be true, what I see to be functional, what I see to be viable, I'm going to say it in Liberia. That will make me viable, functional, contributing citizen. Where there is knowledge, there must be change. Where there is knowledge, there must be validation. Where there must be education, vision should be there to guide and lead the way. Over and over, American government has helped people to uplift Liberia, to uplift Africa. Some places are uplifted, like Egypt and all the other countries, Nigeria. And we see the enlightenment. Ghana, Why are we not going up as a nation and a country? Liberia is supposed to be the epicenter of development, but we are down because of some of these negative things that I see people want to do to me. I don't know, because they are closer to my age. That's what they are doing there. I can interpret it, but I will not keep silent. I know, to bring, changes to society. It's hard thing. I read history. I read about Socrates, men that they killed because he told the people that, hey, there is one God. They said, don't say that kind of thing. There is sun God, there is God of river, there is God of forest, there is God of sunshine. And so, they killed him anyway. I saw how they chased Martin Luther. I read history. I'm a historian too. Martin Luther, that said, look, gentlemen, you can't buy, salvation from any other, because there is no one on this earth besides God that can forgive sin. See how they wanted to kill him, and he put his idea into writing, called thesis, the 95 thesis. He put it on the church door, and then they misinterpreted him, they misunderstood him. They wanted to decimate him. He had to run away fast. There is no salvation in any other besides God. You can't beg a pastor. Some people go and fuck a pastor. They say so their sins can be forgiven. Or pastor to pray for them. Pray with your mouth. God knows you. You are unique. You are a unique person in your individuality. Pray to God. Open your mouth. If you commit sin, pray to God. Say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I'm a mortal man. God will forgive you. But going to a pastor to pray, that's zero thing. God hears you better than a pastor. So, as we are talking about changes in society, we have to push harder on them so that the light will come. People are getting educated. See, small little thing I wrote, when I look again, like 5,000 people worldwide, and Facebook is telling me my posts are far-reaching than usual. And Facebook is paying me money, anything I post. They gave me money. And you in that bush, and Nelson talk about, you are not exposed to these things. You just know that you are on Facebook. You are not carrying on any form of activism to educate people, to liberate people from their back and dark mindset. You want to compete with me, and I see you saying classmate to you. What classmate that did not know you? Any system I took part in, I stand out. I'm not saying I was the one only. Sometimes I fail things and do them little. But if you and myself started somewhere, the difference will be there from that moment we sit in the class. Because I attach importance to certain things, my mission. If I must go to school, I must stand out. I must stand out. And I continue with that mentality to the United States. Schools are here, universities are here, and the government get the funding. But when you can't get the grades, how do they support you? So I see a lot of people like Japa. He thought it was useless to go to any college here because he doesn't fit the first thing. So he doesn't have one degree, qualified degree. You can't debate with me saying that I supposed to have helped Grand Crew a long time ago. Long time ago, how old was I? That you know. So people should be able to pay attention. if you don't have a fish to fry in this river of activism that I'm bathing in, please get away. Don't interfere. It will not make me happy if I see you not talking about how to promote peace and security in Grand Cru, or how to propose alternatives to provide food security for the people of Grand Cru, and then you're talking nonsense. I will feel like you are out of your mind. The best thing you can do, read through my post. The way I say things, say them like that. Don't add, don't subtract. Don't add, don't subtract. It is alleged that Senator Batika had a hand in the racial murders. The sources did not conclude, say, he was the doer, or the court in Liberia found him guilty. It is alleged. Allegations are not the same as convictions. Allegations are just something for you to say, who told you? And then I will bring my sources. I will bring my sources. Every day, people are contacting me. They say, stay on the message. And I'm going to stay on the message. But sometimes I will take a break to cuss some people out the way I feel. And because they don't know what they are doing, or they're trying to step on my activism, thinking that they will quench the fire in me. But they are not able to do that. I promise. And I'm not seeking anybody vote. Popularly, people who are in favor of life will vote me. We have young, college graduates that are sitting down. No job for them. Nothing is being said about them. But Batika is giving $200 to Nelson Toba. And that he think it must be a life without end. You lie. Batika is going. I will defeat him, walk into him, and if he resists, I will bound him. These are statements that I'm making. That when he sees me, he will be running away, because don't provoke me. So it can be a kind of bad thing for him politically. And Nelson Toba, you are not going to feed on my flesh. No day. If I'm going down there, I'm passing through Washington to Hank Hay with the president, saying, I'm going down there, earmark me. So that you kill me, it will be consequence. If you kill me in Monrovia, there will be uprising, because I represent a big organization. A big organization that is respected by all government. Charity bow to us. George Weah was supplying food, only that he didn't succeed paying that money to us that was due to us. Joe Walker got that and said, look, there is no need to hold on the money. Ellis paid that money over and over. I'm in the United States, I'm working, but money was coming. You on the ground, who will ever look at you and give you $4,000? Except my friend, they took small money. I say, look, it's good. What I receive is better. And you there making empty noise. You call me a conformist. I am representing nobody. But I want to see, why is Grand Cru retarded? Why are the people hungry? Why? Nima County is liberated. So can Grand Cru. Small is beautiful. We cannot leave other people behind. Our university students must enjoy, the facility. Not only Nelson Toba must be getting $200. On what interest? Unwild interest. And you don't want me to criticize your bosses when they took the medal of leadership and nothing going on, and most especially 50 people, 50 plus people dying in places like in Pygnesis, right close by Grances, and then Philoken, and then the place they call Herringville. And so these things are passed on to me from the Republic of Liberia. Let's see who will be asked more questions. I'm not afraid to pull the trigger. Once the gun is loaded, I will pull the trigger. Let's see who is going to fall from grace. I'm not a county official. I was a student there. The county protected me. The county fed me. The county did everything for me to grow this wing. And now today I'm flying. I'm flying. And you see classmate is not able to say anything about me. I was always decent. I was always productive and cooperative with the authorities and with my fellow students. And today we spread throughout the world. And so let's change our county. I will come to the history of Liberia. One day you will see me if I still have life. Liberians are educated people. But why are we not moving forward? Why are we not moving forward? Something must be wrong somewhere. Maybe my activism will pave the way. We need liberation. We need freedom in every area of life. Women must be respected. They cannot be retarded. But so it saddens me. It saddens me for two women to be victims of this kind of aggression. And Tobo doesn't want me to talk about it because he's getting $200 monthly from Batika. What? What kind of cut? So when people doing these things, they have serious ramifications. They have serious implications. And I'm going to exploit those. Look, gentlemen, I'm just trying to show to the public here, people that will follow me, and I'm only restricting, at this time, I'm restricting my talks to the development of Grand Crew County. It is a county that we have, no matter where we live now. We were born there. After birth, we're buried there, so we care for it. I wouldn't at all, since I came here, I'm not a rich man, true, but God's favor is shining on me. I found a place that from now on to the end of my life, I will be happy. But I am following a political leader who is so philosophical. He is a bright president ever. People may hate him, but he is the real president. He talks things like what he thinks they will be. And other people want to pull him down. Sometimes they fire him. And as we talk, he survived 3 assassination attempts. He's talking something that makes sense. And he wrote a paper, and sent it here because I was saying he's right about most of the things he was saying. It will save everybody as it is now. And so he's a sitting president, and he wrote something. I still carry the car. He say, love your country. Love your country. And then you can pretend you love America. People come, they don't want to go to their places. They are not even talking about their places. And then they say they love America. So it was too much. It has been too much in this president's ear. People don't love their country. They want to pretend they love America. When they see they come, when they watch 2 or 3 football, TV program, then they think they are educated. We must bear responsibility about what is happening in our own individual country. If things are not working, why they are not working, we have to talk about those things. Like I'm doing. Ritualistic killing negates the blessing God assigned to Grand Crew. So whoever is in charge and is not talking about these things, they don't love Grand Crew. And we will see the difference from now moving forward. We will see the difference. You know, if there is opportunity, it should be managed so it can cover everybody. Only Grand Crew citizens will serve the county in the kind of proper way. Do we have creativity? What do our future look? People that are coming towards us, are there blueprint in place to promote the county? No. No creativity, no ingenuity. And you want Napoleon to be happy, laughing? I will not. The leadership, whoever it be, I will criticize. Criticism provides, energy. Criticisms are not bad. They energize the leaders to do better. You want me to be passive? A leader should be able to take criticism. So I'm not in trouble with Batika. People are dying, and it is a responsibility. It's happening on his watch. So we have to talk about it. Possibly it can change. God gave us the tongue to promote life or to demote ourselves. On the tongue lies the power of life or death. So anything you don't want to see, talk about it. Anything that is not good, talk about it. Expose it. Education brings the vision on so that you see everything within your own understanding. If anything doesn't work for you, change it. If anything is working for you, embrace it. And as you do so, make sure you care for everybody. No division and no discrimination. That's what I'm saying. Talk about getting $200 so he doesn't want me to criticize his boss man. Third year, I will do so. Let's see what you can do to me. But I think I will give you more benefit than ever, because if everybody is going up, then we have a happy community for us to enjoy, for us to plan for our future. You getting $200, you think that all to it. And you think you can plan your children's future within $200, that big money. Third year, you must be stupid to think so. Everybody has to go up, not you alone. What makes you to have a self, to have that exaggerated importance of your own image? You must be a criminal-minded, soul. And I will deal with you until you fall. That taker is supposed to give, money to people for different good reasons, not to spoil the state resources to be putting you on salary. What do you represent? Mapuka. I'm going to spell it out like it is. And I told you, I don't have anyone to avoid. No one has ever brought me to court, and I didn't fail in any class. I didn't misbehave. I was a small little boy going to school. I'm not in women business. So no one is going to say, hey, I cheated her. So gonna way I was never married when I was there. So you have nothing to talk about. So when I'm talking, be able to follow my talks. Maybe you can learn something. I'm not coming there to please people. I'm a non-conformist. Besides that, I seek to be a transformational, agent of change. So I fear nothing but to do wrong. And this could be the conclusion of my topic for the day. And I don't know whether the Teja Julu person will come back. It is not necessary. I just use his music to introduce my talk. And from now to 2029, that is going to introduce my talks. Anytime, anywhere. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. I always clear things out of my heart. I don't want to die, and then I have thoughts not expressed. So thank you very much. May God bless you. And may God give you energy to do a lot of stuff. Conduct your business with great care. Bye.